history, ancient history, there was no ultraviolet radiation in the troposphere. Only it is available above the stratosphere. In stratosphere also it is not available. Above the stratosphere only it is available. In stratosphere, the ozone layer is filtered it off totally. And we are talking about this ozone formation, smoke formation in 18th century at all, and 17th century, 19th century, many things it happened and many incidents I myself have explained to you. Isn't it? So where this reaction would have happened? When it would have happened? About the smog I have explained. That is happening, that is formed in 18th century, 19th century, 20th century, and 21st century. It is predominated like anything. We all know that. And that ozone depletion didn't happen in 18th century, 19th century also, century also. But smog formation is there, but this is not there. In such a situation, what I am asking you, and at that time, 18th century and all, there was no ozone depletion also. So where this reaction would have happened, when it would have happened. But the main source for this photochemical smog is from the vehicular pollution only. I gave all the background information. You have to catch the point only. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody is speaking.
Somebody is unmuted.
Please, somebody mute yourself. I don't know who is that. Please mute yourself. We disturb the other also who is interesting. Hello? If I mute, it won't look good. Please mute yourself. Who is that? Okay. Ma'am, who is that?
Ma'am, you muted in that case.
Yeah, let me do otherwise. I don't want to do, but these people are leading me in such a way to do all this thing. Okay, let us see. One more time it comes, we'll do. Okay, now I will tell you. Again, I will tell you the background information. This photochemical smog is formed by the vehicular emission only. And in the presence of ultraviolet radiation only, the reaction will be fuel. The reaction is taking place between the oxides of nitrogen and hydrocarbon, along with some other chemicals. We can say carbon dioxide also must be there. That cannot be avoided anywhere. No. When all these things are involved in the reaction, and it is all these sources are from the vehicular pollution, and ultraviolet must be there, and when it would have been started and where it would have been happened. It's a very critical question. And no one will think also to raise the question also. Okay, I myself will explain. I will explain the theory till I give 5 minutes more time to answer. If you can't, don't worry, I will explain. We know that there is an increase in number of vehicles throughout the world. We all know that. And also I told you that whatever the vehicular pollution is coming out, the characteristic and composition and also concentration of vehicular air pollution is keep on changing. Why it is keep on changing? And it is traffic time, and one nice term they would have given in your book, wax and vans, and also because of this photochemical action, dispersion of pollutant, location, many things are involved in this case because this is mobile sources of pollutant. Suppose if you take industries, all the time the emission rate must be constant because the burning rate is constant. They use the burner or boiler. They are using the standard burner that is 100 kg per hour or 200 kg per hour or 1 ton per hour. Like that fixed quantity of fuel only they are burning. When they are burning, they might be knowing what is the characteristics of fuel. then approximately they can say what could be the composition of the flue gases comes out, because they are stationary sources. But a mobile vehicular emission, when it comes into the picture, the vehicular emission is, the system is mobile system. When the system is mobile, and now I can say today, yesterday, or day after tomorrow, somewhere it was raining, but in the same Hyderabad, another part of Hyderabad was not raining. Some part of Hyderabad are getting raining on the same day, at the same time, another part of Hyderabad is not getting rain. If it rained, how could be the deposition and dispersion? If it is not rain, how it could be the deposition and dispersion? We know that physically. Moreover, how the sunlight plays a role on that oxidation process of oxidation of pollutant, and which catalyze the photochemical reaction, how it goes in a different direction. We can't predict, but we know the concept. In such a direction, such a things, from this from this mobile pollution source, we cannot predict what is what, how much it could be. It will be changed in concentration. It will be changed in characteristics also, and it is changed based on that sunny days. There could be a huge difference in concentration and such a way. When we are thinking like this, when we come to know like this, then how we are predict that this could be the concentration of pollutant from vehicular emissions. We cannot say. We can say these are all. We cannot say this much could be, because when the roadside nearby roadside, if a huge multi-storage building is there, the dispersion rate is different. If a single floor building is there, the dispersion rate is different. On the aligned multi-storage buildings are there, then the effect is different. The dispersion is different. So that's why when the people are deriving the mathematical modeling for pollution or urban air pollution, the pollution model, they predict separately for city or urban area, and it differs from the industrial area and the rural area. And where the agricultural practices are concerned, accordingly varies place to place. In that particular aspect, when we are talking about this vehicular pollution, but whenever the concentration of some of the emissions are more, when the combination of NOx and hydrocarbon coming into the picture, and this reaction is fueled by the ultraviolet radiation, which forms the smoke and also forms a complex series of reaction that is called a chain reaction, and forming nitric acid, and along with the secondary air pollutant like ozone, many things are forming. Peroxyacetyl nitrate, ozone, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, aldehyde, smog, many things are forming. The main source is that the NOx is from the vehicle exhaust only, and therefore in the city the vehicle density is very high, and which may and we can directly involves that the vehicular emission is more, means NOx must be more, because a vehicle starts at 1000 degrees centigrade or more than 1000 degrees centigrade, so it must be exhausted NOx pollution. And other vehicular pollution, when it combined with that NOx, like particulate matter, lead, other heavy metals, sulfur dioxide, everything when it combines, which makes more noxious of urban air pollutant, especially the photochemical reaction or photochemical pollutant. This pollutant, any combustion of fossil fuel, which contributes the photochemical smog. Why it is photochemical smog? Because whatever it may be, the reaction which will be preceded by the presence of sunlight and forming a cocktail of any harmful oxidizing chemicals in the form of gases or particulates. Those are all affecting the stratospheric layer, not in the troposphere layer. Those are all called photochemical accident or photochemical oxygen or chemicals or product or secondary pollutant, like that. Now, the vehicular pollution, actually photochemical smog is formed. Smog is formed in 18, 19, 20, 21st century also, it is there, I said. But the photochemical smog is formed from the vehicular emission. The vehicular pollution was high during 18th century. Anyone of you can say, please? In which century there is a density of...
Very less or no?
No. Do you understand? Okay, good. You got the point. It might be less, or we can say in some of the area, no. In village and all, 1 or 2 two-wheelers must be there. Or it would have been 2, 3 two-wheelers. Along with that, 1 car must be there. I have seen. And in most of the villages, they may not have that also. That was the situation. And the number of petrol bunk also very rare here and there. And they wanted to put the petrol, mean they have to travel 10-15 kilometers to feed the petrol. So that was the situation. When that was the situation, the hydrocarbon emission also was less. The emission from the vehicle also less. Then how it will be fueled by the ultraviolet radiation to initiate the reaction? Why the ultraviolet radiation is not at all available in troposphere? Are you sure? In 18th, 19th century, there was no ultraviolet radiation in nearby Earth. And it is not in troposphere, and it might not be in stratosphere also. Above the stratosphere, above the ozone layer, it would have been presented. Then how it could be initiated the reaction? It is not. So when the ozone was depleted, people having the hypothesis, when the people are having the hypothesis, there was the introduction of ultraviolet radiation in some of the region, which is being affected some of the living things like human being, animals and plants. Then we predict that, oh yes, there was a hole. Through that hole only ultraviolet radiation is coming. The hole is formed by chlorofluorocarbon or the some other thing. So what it happened, we are telling. We are predicting. So this photochemical smog concept has been introduced after 20th century only, or the end of 20th century only. Are you agree with me? So if that is the case, means this reaction would have been happened in troposphere and stratosphere, both the layers, after or end of 20th century. Okay, because they themselves are giving very clear explanation. Burning of fossil fuels, everything will produce a photochemical smog, but the major source is from the vehicular emission only. Why? Because in vehicle, the fuel is burnt out above 800 degrees centigrade to 1000 degrees centigrade because it is sudden spark. The ignition is taking in as within a fraction of minute, and the spark is produced at a very high temperature. So the temperature was high. When the temperature was high, then only the NOx formation must be there. When you are burning, but when you are burning the fossil fuels for other purposes, for power generation and the rest of the application, you can get the good heat amount of heat energy at 400 degrees centigrade also. If you operate the boiler or furnace in efficient manner, if you are operating the same thing at 400 degrees centigrade in a fuel efficient manner, you can get the same output with a 40% reduction of NOx formation. So that is what which gives the effect of photochemical smog, but the major role is from the vehicular emission only. When we are considering about the vehicular emission, they themselves explain in urban area, the intensity of vehicles are more. So what which has more emission of oxides of nitrogen, then which consequently reflected on more formation of photochemical smog. If the vehicular emission is not there or less, then the photochemical reaction will not at all take place from the emission of vehicular emission, then there will not be the formation of photochemical smog. So at the end of 20th century or before that, there was no ultraviolet radiation in the lower atmosphere. So that kind of reaction is not at all taking place. That is not possible also. So this is an idea for if you are writing any higher level exam. For a higher level exam, they will ask this kind of indirect question only. So what I am explaining here, when the vehicular pollution is initiating this photochemical reaction for the formation of photochemical smog, if it is not there end of the 20th century or before that, then there will not be a such formation. After that only means then there would have not been any ultraviolet radiation in that lower atmosphere. So if it is happening means ultraviolet radiation must be there. then that is happening at the end of 20th or 21st century, then only that kind of reaction must be taken place. So this is very good prediction or interpretation of vehicular emission related to the photochemical reaction or photochemical smog. Photochemical smog means is nothing but acid smog in the form of nitric acid along with some oxidizing compound like ozone, formaldehyde and peroxyacetyl nitrate may not form because peroxyacetyl nitrate form is that will be that is not a stable compound that also involved in further chain reaction which makes and which releases many of the chemicals into the atmosphere. Is it clear? Ma'am, it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, then we'll think about talk about many photochemical smog incident affect the population in different places. How it affects, we'll see. In London, during between 13th and 15th of December 1991, that means end of 20th century, the anticyclonic weather and the ceiling condition is formed at the lower ground level, which because of that the air mass is becoming sink or stable, and it provides the condition to trap the exhaust from the products or from the emission. So and also there were enough sunlight. The day was sunny days, and the pressure must be more. We know that, but the level of nitrogen oxide was increased keep on due to all these conditions. The pressure was more, temperature was more, but anticyclonic weather condition formed. Anticyclic weather condition, we can't provide anything. That happen automatically by changes in the climate. That the human being cannot do anything. Along with the anticyclonic weather, anticyclonic means either winter means summer will come, summer means winter will come. This anticyclonic weather provides this chilling condition. When the chilling condition is there, what will happen? Pressure will not be more. If pressure will not be more, means the air will not move. If the air will not move, means that the entire polluted area will become stagnant or stable. In that condition, the nitrogen oxide is emitting more, but the sunlight was high. In such a situation, the nitrogen dioxide at the street level was increased up to 809 milligram per meter cube of air. But per meter cube of air. Per meter. So this is the one of the noxious accident due to photochemical smog in London. Similarly, many things are happening in the British cities. And another one is in 1994, that is also end of 20th century, 24th to 28th June. It happened in the summer. It happened in the summer means what will happen? The temperature must be more and hot wave weather and the pressure also more. In such a condition, it is linked with the traffic pollution. Then the photochemical smog formation is more almost many cities in British. With the high, due to all this, the ozone level was increased like anything. And because of this, they brought into 1,210 people affected by asthma, and they have been admitted in 30 hospitals in British cities, in England, especially in England. This has happened mainly by the ozone concentration and pure quality and high pollen count in the presiding, because we know that in summer means pollen grains will be more, and the pollen counts also must be more in the open air. The ozone along with this pollen count, both combinedly available more than a week time, which affect many people with the lung diseases. And also, this is more prone to affect the entire area with more air pollution. This was the prediction they made it in the year 1994 during June 24 to 28. Okay. And similarly, what is the photochemical effect in developing countries, including India? They have given some sort of information, we'll see. Actually, developing world, many developing countries are there in the current world, and they only suffer with the air pollution too much. The reason behind that is, for example, any developing country if you take, and they are using poor quality fuel, that obviously the cost must be less, so they prefer to use the low quality fuel. And also the climatic factor, it is by nature it is available, and more traffic volume. All these three are favored to make the more pollutant in the developing country. The cities like in Delhi in India, like some place in Egypt, some place in Brazil, all these countries, the particular cities are affected by this kind of problem. What are the problem? More traffic, less quality fuel, and also the climatic factor. These three are playing together, which affect those cities. Mexico City, the name itself, they told that Mexico City means it is one of the city more polluted in the world or on earth. They said it is very bad, no? Mexico City is the most polluted city in earth. That means earlier days, now the earlier days when we are giving the allocation competition, that and all, they speak Mexico City is the polluted city, one of the polluted city, one of the polluted city. But now in your book, and the level is increases in 21st century, they have written it is most polluted city in the earth. They have changed the frame of the sentence about to tell the place. Why it is happening? All this happening due to what? The reason behind this, the pollutant release from the vehicle and other sources are high. Not only that, the climatic condition is favored to accumulate the pollutant because that is subtropical climate, and the vehicular population is around 3 million vehicles, and also frequent clear sky and high level of sunlight which precedes the secondary pollutant through the photochemical reaction. And the topographic situation, the area is ringed with the mountain, and the altitude is 7,000 feet less than the sea level, where if it is less than, then mean the pressure is less. If the pressure is less, mean there obviously it takes the incomplete combustion or inefficient combustion. All these are reason for the release of more pollutant in the Mexico City. Okay. 1 minute, ma'am. They are asking something. Let me give it. Okay. So these are all the reason for the pollution in Mexico City. And along with that, motor vehicle are also main transport source, and they do not have any other transport. This is only the reason. So the large volume of hydrocarbon also passes through the unburned. That's what when I have started explaining about the 18th, 19th century, the vehicle is less. If the vehicle is less, the fuel usage is also less. If the fuel usage is less, then availability also less, then evaporation loss also less. Because most of the hydrocarbon, as I told you that, most of the hydrocarbon entered into the atmosphere through the evaporation only. Because all hydrocarbon fuels are highly volatile in nature. Petrol and petroleum products are highly volatile in nature. When we, during the process of digging and during the process of refineries, storing, transportation, distributions, shifting, filling, all stages of fuel usage or fuel processing, it loses or it evaporates into the atmosphere in the form of vapor. Where it will go? It will move from here to there to here, according to the wind flow or wind direction that also moves across. And over the period of time, whenever the hydrocarbon combined with oxygen, nitrogen, when bright sunlight is there, which undergo photochemical reaction, then one or other compound will form. Then it behaves and acts very nicely in the. It is dancing in the atmosphere very nicely here and there with movement of wind. If it goes north to south, that also goes north to south. It goes from east to west, that also it goes from east to west, then east to south. Whatever the direction wind goes, that also goes. So it is dancing very nicely. And this result in whatever the hydrocarbon along with the vehicular emission results in Mexico City, high level of ozone, particulates, carbon monoxide, lead and sulfur dioxide. And there is one more information. There was unaccepted level of carbon monoxide and particulate matter and ozone in 358 days continuously in the year of 1992. One particular day in 1992, November, the level of ozone was around 1200 milligram per meter cube. That we can't imagine at all. The WHO level is WHO limit for safety living 150 to 200 milligram per meter cube of air. The how many fold? Around 6-fold of more ozone was there in the air. It has been claimed that 20 lakhs people suffer illness caused by this air pollution or by this ozone pollution in Mexico City in 1992. This is real fact. Got it? These are looking like a story, ma'am, but this is not a story. That is true.
Okay, ma'am.
But it is looking like a story. With whatever the information is there, it is highly useful. It may looks like a history, but it is not a history. These are all real facts. You just think about that. Not 220, 200, 2000, 20,000, 2 lakh, 20 lakhs mean is it countable? They would have counted correctly otherwise. How they would have made this study? That means how much it could be the effect. The entire Mexico City. There are 2 Mexico cities. You people know that? Where is Mexico? In UK or USA? Even I also didn't know earlier days. I have searched and found out. I didn't know that. I was searching.
USA.
Huh? What, ma'am?
USA.
USA. Only one Mexico is there or 2 Mexicos are there? Yes. There are 2 Mexico. One is in UK and another one is US. And everybody knows that UK only. US, no one knows that. Many people don't know. Then in both the place, Mexico is there. Because I have sent one paper for publication. I thought that goes to UK, but it went to US. Then I have asked the inquiry, Mexico is there also, here also. From that only I came to know that. Then I have searched in map also. Okay. Then another important thing. The Delhi Pollution Control Board. You know, that is the Delhi Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board. And also Central Pollution. They didn't involve the writing linear board. And also this Central Pollution Board combinedly, they have done some study in Delhi to find out the pollutant. And many studies they made, how the sulfur dioxide pollution, how the oxides of nitrogen pollution, how the particulate matter, how the heavy metals, and how the ozone. They have periodically one specific pollutant they do. From that, they will come into the picture, and they will keep on changing the fuel grade, engine, this, that, one or other thing they are doing, because that is population density is a city, and the vehicular population also high. All our officials are sitting there only. The environment must be good. But I have seen some places in Delhi, wherever I went, those places are very clean and neat. I haven't seen the lower area. I went IIT Delhi, I went to Lotus, and some of the places that area was looking very clean and neat, very calm. And we are talking about this much pollution, this much about the Delhi pollution. It was not looking like that at all for me. For me, because I didn't go to the lower area of Delhi. People used to say about the Delhi very badly. But whatever the Delhi I have seen, it is something different for me. So the people, both the State Pollution Control Board and the Central Pollution Control Board combinedly, they have done some study in Delhi to find out the concentration of different pollutant. As I have told you that sulfur dioxide was very high, the people were suffered by the many diseases or harmful effects because of the sulfur dioxide, oxygen nitrate, particulate emission, this, that, and all, aerosols and many things. Then they have totally switch over into CNG in all sectors. Then now they are free from the sulfur dioxide and other things. Likewise, once they have done that study for oxygen, nitrogen, many things, even heavy metals also was very high there. The problem in Delhi is from the sea level that height is very high, low. So the pressure was less. Pressure is less means temperature must be less. If these two are less means the dispersion of pollutant will not be taken place at all. It is must be stagnant and stay in the stable. Yeah. This could be the reason for all the pollution accumulation in that. But when they have done the study for benzene, the Pollution Control Board, they have studied what is the benzene concentration in Delhi atmospheric air. Ma'am, do you know about a benzene? What is the characteristics of benzene? Hmm. Okay, I will tell you. Actually, benzene is nowadays in the sense, now we are in 2024. In the starting of 21st century itself, they have banned that chemical. Benzene usage, commercially it is not available. The commercial usage of benzene is being stopped. If you want to buy benzene for the laboratory purpose also, beyond certain quantity, 1 liter, 2 liter, maximum 5 liter, above that, if you want to buy, you have to get the license. You have to get because benzene, it is a very good solvent. It is very good basic chemical to make many product. But this chemical, benzene, is highly carcinogenic in nature. Because of that nature, worldwide, the usage of benzene, commercial usage of benzene is being banned. If you want to use it, you have to get the license from the government. Otherwise, you cannot. 1 liter, 2 liter, up to 5 liter, no problem at all. I think so. If you want to use more than that, you have to get the license. I think so. But it is banned that I know. Even in our laboratory also, the availability of benzene is very less. Earlier days, 5, 10 years before whatever they bought, that benzene only still we are using for the solvent purpose. It is a very good solvent. Even any paint, varnishes, anything you want to dissolve also, you can dissolve with benzene. A very good solvent that is. But it is highly carcinogenic in nature. Actually, I have explained about the carbon monoxide. The carbon monoxide is a gas that can enter into our body through the body skin also. Through skin pore also it can enter into the body. Then once it enter inside, it means which get oxygen, absorb oxygen from our hemoglobin. Then the carbon monoxide is being converted into carbon dioxide. It is unsaturated product CO. Once it forms CO2, it is stable compound. So this is the common reaction if we have CO pollution. Then in this reaction will happen means our hemoglobin it deplete the oxygen. So because of the starvation of oxygen, the human being is feeling that breathing problem. That end up with the bronchitis or asthma. That was the sequence of process. Similarly, this benzene is also carcinogenic, either in liquid or vapor. Carbon monoxide in gaseous form only. This benzene either in its liquid or vapor form, which can enter into our body through the skin pore. Clear? How much dangerous? Either liquid phase also it can enter into our body or vapor form also enter into our body through the skin pore. The presence of this compound in ambient air, it is too much and it is added a harmful effect to the product to its air. In addition to that, the suspended particulate matter and carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide, all which are much higher than the prescribed international standard when compared, higher than the prescribed international standard. Now we will concentrate only about the benzene. The Delhi Pollution Control Board checked the ambient air quality to find out the benzene concentration in ambient air, which is monitored more around 180 location in Delhi. 180 location, it is not easy. It is not 8 location or 80 location, 180 location in Delhi. Delhi itself, it is very small place, isn't it? Delhi is a big city or small city?
Small only, ma'am.
Okay, in geographical area wise, it is small. Okay, but the power wise, it is very big. That is correct. Yes, ma'am. Geographical area wise, very small city. But in that small city itself, they found 180 location, means how much it could be? It is too much only, isn't it?
How it has came there?
That is the point where benzene means what? Hydrocarbon only, na? Benzene means hydrocarbon only, na?
Okay, okay.
So from where the hydrocarbon will come? I will come to the point. I will explain further. Okay. They have found the concentration of this benzene in around 180 location in. When they have found out the concentration, more than 100 times the permission level of world standard, the benzene concentration they found. More than 100 times. The permissible limit of benzene in air is around 30 milligram per liter. In most of the places or in all the places, more than 100 times the concentration of benzene was identified in Delhi atmospheric air. The level was in between 1000 to 4000 milligram per liter. They have showed in the year of 1999 between March and June. And some of the places it was some values they have given and you can check it. But the range is between 1000 to 4000 milligram per meter cube. Always when you are talking about the air, you have to mention the value milligram per meter cube of air. Okay. Then the benzene, from where it coming, the benzene, madam asked. This is hydrocarbon, which must be coming along with the petroleum and petroleum byproducts, isn't it? When they are using the petroleum, in Indian petrol, which has the concentration of around 5% of benzene in unleaded petrol of India. While it is compared in the UK has only 1% of benzene in unleaded petrol. So where it will go? 5-fold. By nature itself, in the petrol, Indian petrol contain 5% of benzene, while it is in UK, it has only 1%. And the Delhi latitude, longitude, how it was, I have explained. How it was dispersed, what is the height, what is the temperature, what is the pressure, what could be the dispersal, everything we know. In such a condition, if they release more benzene, and also it contain obviously more benzene, and everything will be accumulated in air only, there is no possibility to disperse from that place to anywhere. Then the concentration was keep on increasing. When they have estimated it was around 1000 to 4000 milligram per meter cube of air. This is more than the 100 times of the permissible limit of benzene in air, which is being prescribed by WHO. This has happened in the year 1999, end of 20th century. So what we have to do now? And they said one more thing, it is in unleaded petrol. So unleaded petrol means I have explained whatever I have explained, you people could remember, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there unleaded petrol means don't think that there will not be any lead. Whatever the lead comes from the fossil, that will be there. The lead component, whatever they are adding extra as an anti-knocking agent like tetraethyl and dimethyl lead, that will be reduced. That's what they are telling that unleaded petrol. But from the structure of plant material or animal material, which may contain all heavy metals, including lead, that will be coming, that whatever the things are there in structured form that cannot be removed, whatever the things are there in attached form that can be removed. Okay. So this is the fact of invincible. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what we will do further. Now, how this El Nino concept and how the forest fire is happening and how the photochemical smog is played and affected the human life, we will discuss now. Okay. That Indonesian forest fire, that everywhere throughout the world, once the agriculture period is over after harvesting, everyone is cleaning the land by firing only. That obviously everyone knows. We no need to do any other things. So Indonesian forest fire during September to November 1997, the annual burning of vegetation, especially the particular place in Kalimantan, Sumatra and New Guinea, which combined with a severe drought condition associated with a strong El Nino event, which altogether resulted in extensive fire in the Indonesia. When this is happening in 1997. The fire caused vast smoke blooms and associated photochemical smog, and which covered much of the region, including parts of the neighboring countries, Malaysia and Singapore, and affecting up to 70 million people. 70 million people. How much it could be? 70 million people, when it is not a small number. And why it happened? There are three reasons. One is whatever the annual burning of vegetation, and it is associated with a strong El Nino combined with the drought condition. All these three combinedly, which makes the photochemical smog. The photochemical smog in that particular year in country Indonesia, which affected too much, and this also extended to nearby country like Malaysia and Singapore also. And the whole they have on the whole it affects 70 million people. By September, 15,000 Malaysian people and 45,000 Indonesian people, including elderly people, children, and all together, they all treated for the smog-related illness. That means what? Lung-related disease only. What else could be there? And during that same time, and that whatever the forest fire happened on the same time, Indonesian airline crossed because the wire was not very clear because of smoke formation, and partly due to the poor visibility, which killed 234 people. Can we imagine it? Because of this photochemical smog, this much thing, 70 million people could be affected. If we will say, we'll tell like that, they may tell that they are telling some story, some English movie they would have seen from that, they are writing, they would have told. But these are all true. Today also, if you can check it in Google, you can check it. But earlier days, newspaper only was the source. That time in detail, they may not write the technical point, but they have given the people how they have died. People were running and people were catching, some people were rolling, and they wanted to save themselves. They did many things like that. Story was written in the paper also. That is true. So why they are doing the burning? This much big things, why it happened? Actually, why the forest fire happened? Forest fire is happening means previously people will come to know that by GIS information nowadays. The forest fire is happening means the previous step is drought condition. Whenever the drought is there, the drought associated with the forest is dry condition. Then when these two combinedly only makes the forest fire. Once the forest fire is formed, anticyclonic condition formed, then the fire will be extended to an unpredicted level. and the wind speed is more, wind level is more in a positive direction. From the upper level to lower level, it has to be, the wind flow is there means, then it spreads the forest fire like anything from Delhi to Kanyakumari or Himalaya to Kanyakumari, it has to be dash. Then we can get only charcoal, or how the Nagasaki Hiroshima happened. Like that, the entire India would have happened. So forest fire means like that. If it happened one region which has the power, or that power that it can destroy the entire country also. That much it would have been. Got it? So that's what they are telling, that it is affected Indonesia. What are the things? They have annually burning of vegetation along with that drought condition, and which is associated with the El Nino principle. El Nino principle means what? Which is nothing but anticyclonic climate change, isn't it? These three things only combinedly forms the photochemical smog. This photochemical smog not only affected Indonesia, it affects the nearby country, Malaysia and Singapore also, and which affected around 70 million people and 15,000 people are Malaysian, and 45,000 people of Indonesian is being hospitalized during the time. And one aircraft crossed because of poor visibility due to this photochemical smog. There they killed 234 people. 234 people, and along with that passenger, everybody and pilot all together, and that aircraft also come, and they cannot recover anybody. If they would have recovered also, no one will be with the whole body. So these are all things happen because of this photochemical smog. So photochemical smog is that much severe, yes. Even if you take small precaution at our home also, it will be very good. Okay. So why it is happening? Why the extensive fire happening for clearing the agricultural land? The reason is three important reasons. Traditional land use. What is the traditional land use? Whatever the land is there after agriculture practice, they should be clear it off by burning. Logging activities. Logging activities means what? Now the people are planting new plantation through the afforestation process. Why they wanted to do? Some of the companies are cutting up the timber. They wanted to maintain the ecosystem. The plantation and afforestation, deforestation is going on parallelly. That's one. Cash crops. Cash cropping means what I will explain. The people are moving from the rural area to urban area. If they are moving in such a direction, how they will meet the demand, everyday's demand? They should have the place to live, shelter, food, air, and transport. All facility must be there. If they wanted to meet, provide all this facility, obviously where the area is there they have to move. So if nearby any grassland or forest area is there, they have to approach that area only to destroy them. Then when they have destroyed, and they are planting the cash crops. Cash crop means short rotation crop. Suppose if you take a tamarind tree, it may take more than 5 years or 10 years to give the yield. Similarly, if you take some other tree with the papaya tree, that will give the yield within say 1 year or 6 months like that. So this I am giving an idea for your understanding. Like that, the people are doing the cultivation in afforestation concept wise, low life rotation type plant. They are highly resistant to the drought, highly resistant to the pest, and highly resistant to the insecticide. And on that aspect, they have developed such a plant material. Okay. So what are the in detail? We'll check it. This burning, why that much burning of these things happening? Traditional land use. Fire is traditionally used to clear the land in Indonesia. Not only Indonesia, everywhere they are using traditional method means traditional method of cleaning of agricultural land by burning only. But most land in Kalimantan is unsuitable for wet rice culture, and they are shifting to cultivation is widely practiced. And some 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs hectares are cleared annually by fire on rotational basis. The area being burned is increasing due to the migration of poor people out from the cities. and looking for the new life on the land. That is only the reason they are doing this traditional land use. Okay, now I will ask you the question. Because of this traditional land use practice, what are the possible pollutant to be released? I'll give you 2-3 minutes. You people can think and answer to me. What could be the reason for it? What are the pollutant? When you are doing the traditional land use means what I said, the whatever it may be the place, either Kalimantan, whatever it may be, the land after agriculture, they have to be clear the land by annual burning of agriculture crop. And the many people are migrating from the rural area to city and they are looking for the new life. When it is happening, around 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs hectares of land is cleared annually. Not cleared annually in the sense after cropping it is being cleared. Okay. So Kalimantan is one of the important land where wet rice cultivation they are doing. That time all these things are happening. Now my question is when they are doing the annual cropping after harvesting, then what they are using the burning of product at the end of agriculture practice. When they are doing, what are the possible chemical or pollutant released to the atmosphere? You take your own time. It is very, very important question. Instead of taking 2 minutes, 5 minutes, we take also no issue, but you have to answer to me. Ma'am, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please tell me. You think and one by one, all the pollutant must be coming. You just categorize what are the pollutant. Since it is a land that is from the burning of agriculture products, so what could be the possible output emission to the atmosphere?
All gases it will release carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, NOx, SOx.
Now I'll give you take your own time because the consequence of what we have talked about photochemical smog, drought, El Nino principle, and whatever they are telling, why that 2 lakhs or 2 million people have died. How it is being correlated, we'll discuss. That's what I'm giving the time. What are the possible things are coming out? You think and tell slowly. No, I'll give 5 minutes time to you. I already gave you. Yes, whatever the answer you have given, that is correct. But when the topic is going to be closed in this, then you can little efficiently you can say. Because that the effect is because of photochemical smog they are telling. Here you are burning of simply what you are burning, only agricultural product. How this and that is related. And photochemical smog means what also you know that. Hello? Ma'am, can I tell you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is that? What is the question? What is the question? What are the
From traditional land
land
use.
use? They are burning when they are doing like this. Some of the chemicals are emitted. Those chemicals are responsible for the secondary pollutant formation or not, we have to check. Got it? So what are the possible chemicals are releasing from the burning of annual additional land use? All sort of chemicals. Because yesterday we have seen what are the source of oxides or nitrogen formation. One is the nitrogen is there in the fuel itself will be oxidized. Another one is high pressure and high temperature combustion of fossil fuels which released. Here what is there? Here by combustion process that it is possible to release, but more than that when they are doing like this, the soil based or soil based nutrient also released by the oxidation process, that is aerobic process. Clear? In soil there are nitrification and denitrification, two processes are possible. Nitrification means denitrification means which is responsible for the NOx, that also denitrification. Due to that nitration and whatever the hydrocarbons when the plant material is burning, which released to the atmosphere, when combinedly these two in the presence of sunlight it reacts, which forms the atomic photochemical smog. Clear? And why it happened that? So we have to think, we are talking about the photochemical smog still. Suddenly we are introduced to something else, traditional land use, logging activities, cash cropping. All these three are important for this burning of the land or burning of forest area. And because of this, for burning only, all these gases are formed. Then when it happened like that only, strong El Nino concept is coming. Okay. Actually, this year already we have spoken about the El Nino in the classroom. Ma'am, have you spoken about the El Nino?
Elena and Lalina, you have told, ma'am.
Okay, then leave it. The second one is logging activity. In logging activity means what is that? We'll see. 30% is a Kalimantan and 25% as Sumatran is managed by timber companies. You know what is meant by timber? They are cutting out the forest trees. Economic factors and demand, factors and demand for wood pulp have favored the expansion of plantation of fast growing trees. These fast growing trees only they are adapting for afforestation concept. Okay, the trees which are all in the real forest that will take 25 years, 30 years, 50 years also to growing. This short rotation crop, they are called fast growing crop or short rotation crop. They are all nowadays planted for the energy plantation or for the afforestation concept. But in India, 2023 and 24, and 23 million tons of hectares of land is being converted into forest by through the afforestation process. At the end of the 24, it would be reached into the 23.5 or 6 hectares of land is being converted into forest through the afforestation process. That is very good news. I think I would have told you. This expansion mostly involved the land clearance by fire in that logging activity. Okay, because whatever it may be, they wanted to cut the timber. All parts of tree they are not using, isn't it? They use the wood logs only. The remaining part will be burnt out, and the remaining some of the things will be wasted. So after cutting everything, the land will be cleared by the forest fire. Sorry, by the burning of material and cash crops. Expanding markets for cash crops such as the plantation of rubber and palm oil, which create demand the land. Because extensive cash crops means everywhere people cannot plant the rubber trees, everywhere people cannot plant this seed for palm oil. Which land is suitable for the burning cultivation of rubber? Anyone can please? So no one is there, only madam is there. You only have to answer me. So what kind of land can be used for cultivation of rubber trees? The land supposed to
No.
be with, ma?
No idea, ma'am.
No, okay, no problem. The land supposed to should not have much sunlight, and the land supposed to be lit, the climate supposed to be little cold. Watering must be there, but it should not be stagnant. The water is supposed to be filtered out or drain out nicely, like that land only. When they are doing like that, the rubber demand is too much. We all know that. And and also include the palm oil requirement. So palm oil they are going because the cost of the oil is less when compared to the other seed oil. When they are extending like that, they may not get the land whatever how it is required for the cultivation of this kind of plant. So what they are doing, the rubber and palm oil have created demand for land. So the expansion of agriculture by poor sectors and large scale commercial interest is facilitated by the road opened by the logging companies. That for that they are clearing the road and making the plantation, the existing plantation when they destroy, then the land is becoming very easy to destroy, capture that forest fire, and for that it is forest fire associated with the dry condition, which removes huge quantity of smoke into the atmosphere, which are all forming photochemical smoke, which only the reason for that how much 70 million people affected, 15 million, 50,000 Malaysian, 45,000 Indonesian, one aircraft crash, all are responsible for this kind of activities. Okay. Then unprecedented demand for land claimed with one of the most intense drought on record that lead to the extensive fires. Actually, El Nino, when they have committed last year, they were fined. They were afraid that in India also, if it would have been happened from the Himalaya to low end of the south, people expected that extensive fire will happen means then throughout the India would have been gone. By grace of God, it didn't happen. This previously this alert has been given in the year of, now we are in 24 now, in the year I think 18 or 19. Corona starting period and before Corona time, we got the alarm, the same thing from the central government. From the GIS report, it has been reported. Now the current year it is happening in the Pacific region. That time it has been happened from the northeast where you people are there, Bihar and everywhere. Then there were the question, but by grace of God, it didn't happen to us. Many people prayed for that, you know that. It would have been happened means it must be extended to forest fire. Once it has happened in Himalaya means how it would have been happened, you can imagine it. Like that was expected. Okay, the drought was caused by the reversal of the usual circulation pattern in the Pacific region and El Nino event and consequent failure of the usual monsoon rain and health problem to residents in those areas it happened. We have to remember all this point. After 2, 3, 4 years once will happen, I think so. 4 years once or 4 or 5 years once will happen this El Nino. I forgot. You can check it also. The next one is ozone and photochemical smog. Ma'am, will continue or any new topic? It takes
Ma'am, 5-7 minutes only left, ma'am.
so we'll stop here.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And if you want to discuss or if you want to clarify anything, you can ask me. About that another paper also, you can ask me the question, ma'am, no issue. And moreover, I wanted to tell you that the fourth lesson, I would have been effect of air pollution. Here and there, I would have explained everything. Nothing must be new to explain. Only the some part name I would have been left. All the effect of all the pollutant I would have explained here and there. I am not going to take you people read by your book. If you have any doubt, you can ask. And the next lesson on unit 5, the remaining part of third lesson and the fifth lesson I will be taking in the next class. That is important lesson. One question must come from the fifth lesson also. I will tell what are the question will come at the end of the class.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So will anything you can want to clarify, you can ask, ma'am.
Ma'am, in that water and waste management,
Water and wastewater treatment is
treatment, for different companies, it is there now, like paper mill, all these things.
yes, ma'am.
In
Yes,
that
ma'am.
one, process will be similar to screening and then coagulation, and after that filtration. All those steps will be common only, na? We can explain those things at the step.
Yes, ma'am. Only you should know some of the properties or characteristics of waste. Treatment technology anyhow is same, no? Screening
Okay,
is
tell me,
screening.
like
Screening
what
is
type of pollutants they are exiting, that we have to keep in mind.
yes. Because whatever the pollutant are coming out of paper and pulp mill industry, it is little different from the distillery industry.
Yes.
Distillery industry has is effluent is more concentrated and which has more CO, chemical oxygen demand and biological oxygen demand than the paper mill effluent. So, but the treatment concepts are same. Coagulation is coagulant. Paper mill industry will require less coagulant. If distillery effluent may ask a high dose of a coagulant.
Okay.
And the pH will be different like that, okay? But the treatment technology is same. How we are adopting the technology for less cost, less energy, that is only the play worldwide difference.
Okay,
And the treatment stages will be different based on the characteristics of water. That's what I have explained. Accessories method and sequence process I have explained when I have taught the lesson number 4. The usual treatment process they have explained very simply. In that, the auxiliary method they have introduced, like color removal, activated carbon treatment, dechlorination, and color something, some other process, and aeration. Aeration also not at a sequence process. If the it must be in a auxiliary process only. You open the 4th lesson and you can look at that, ma'am. 4th lesson.
Okay, I'm not in home, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, understood.
Okay, fine. Like that, if the based on the characteristics, you plug the method, and if you don't have any idea, you write everything. Also, people will give marks.
Okay.
Okay, this is very simple. Then anything else, ma'am?
No, it's okay, ma'am.
Okay. 3 minutes more. Shall I end up, or do you want me to talk something?
Okay, we can wind up, ma'am. No issue.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Also anything.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.